What's up, people? Hope everybody doing okay. I want to have a discussion with watchers today. I've been watching for almost 3 years now. And we all have never been formally introduced. And I figure the best way to introduce ourselves is to talk about our paths. So I'll go first, as always. What I actually want to talk about is relationships with God. Everybody got their own personal relationship with Him. Like no child has the same relationship with their father as the rest of their siblings. It's always different because we all have different perspectives, different hearts, different everything. Starting to see that we are never, ever all going to see eye to eye and have the same point of view truly about anything. Well, maybe about we all have to die. It's probably about it. That's the one definite in life. So, I'm going to take a minute. I'm going to actually have a conversation with y'all. See, here's the thing. There are many watchers out here, many types of watchers. When I call you watchers, what I'm meaning is you are watching the progression of the end times. That's what I mean when I call you watchers. Because you have it in your heart and in your soul to pay attention to what's going on around you. And to see the world changing and events unfold that, without a doubt, correlate with scripture, prophecy, stories. I mean, whatever you people want to call it. Because like I said, you're all divided. Surprised you guys never asked each other, if you're watchers, who's watching the watchers? Kind of been trying to let you guys know in my own way. I hear a lot of people saying, hey, people don't share truths. I'm going to explain to you why I don't share truth. Because you people can't handle it. You won't be able to fathom it. There's certain people that are actually right about a lot of things they're saying. And you'll notice that a lot of times when I raise my hands and when we get close to the camera, it fades in with the light. If you're watching Billy, you understand this better than anyone, what this is. You understand why you're seeing that. Whereas they don't. Because they don't notice it. And I don't even know if the people that I leave comments on, if you even actually watch my channel. Because if you actually watched my channel from the beginning, you realize I'm at least 2 years ahead of you people. And I keep asking myself, why is that? Why has it always been like this? But now people are actually waking up and seeing things. I went off track, so we'll start like this. I believe in God. I've always believed in God. Don't ask me why. I don't even know why. But since I can remember, God has always been in my life. I've always had a knowing of God. I've always had a knowing of the devil. And I've always had a knowing that we're not alone. Because the things that happen in my life. I usually watch a lot of people, a lot of guys tell dreams. Sometimes I leave some of my dreams in comments. But I guess it's about time to start sharing some of my dreams with you people. I'm 40 years old. Indigo Scorpio. I keep wanting to tell you people this stuff, but unlike you, I understand that everything that you read in scripture, everything in prophecy, everything that's going to come, it's all going to come in the form of knowledge. Knowledge is the purest energy. It's energy. It can't be stopped. You can't put something in front of it to block it. It can only be absorbed and expanded. With that said, share a couple of dreams with you guys. The first vision that I had, dream, that actually really stuck with me, I was 19 years old. I'm ex-military, just like a lot of you probably, or you're currently active duty. We were on a deployment. Well, not really a deployment, maybe like a training session. We were at CAX. If anybody knows what CAX, that's in California, 29 Palm. And one night, I had guard duty. And anybody that has guard duty, you understand, you walk around the perimeter of the armory. And it's actually a serious matter because you never know what's going to happen, so you take it serious. That night, I was doing my perimeter, and out of nowhere, I turn around, there's a coyote in the middle of the encampment. I mean, it's just sitting there. And as I start walking towards the coyote starts walking towards me. And as I look past the coyote looks past me. I'm kind of scared. Not gonna lie, because, you know, I'm in California. I'm a country boy. I'm from Georgia. Me, coyote, I mean, shit, I've only seen this stuff on TV, so I didn't know what to expect. But to make a long story short, I asked the coyote, I said, could you leave? Clear as day, could you leave? The coyote looked me right in the face and left. You know, I didn't really think anything of it at the time. So, I go back, I get off of duty, and I go back to the barracks, mock barracks, the huts, tents, encampments, whatever you want to call it. I get on my cot, I get in my sleeping bag, go to sleep. But I had this dream. And in this dream, I'm flying. There's 3 people. I was on the left. There was a guy in the middle. There was another guy on the side. Now, like I said, I'm flying on the left. There's a guy in the middle. There's a guy on the side. As we're flying, the guy in the middle is speaking. And as I turn to face him, you know, in the dream, as I turn to face him to listen to what he's saying, I can't see his face because his face is as bright as the sun. It looks like a freaking sun. And as we're flying, he instructs me, hey, let's fly into this guy's ear. I know that sounds strange. So in the dream, okay, and in the dream, I actually see us fly into this guy's ear. And before I woke up, he told me, when you wake up in the morning, ask him about Carlos. I wake up. I mean, I'm awake before anybody else, so now I'm awake, had this weird dream, and I'm sitting here waiting for this guy to move, waiting for him to move. The moment he moved, I shook him, like, hey, I gotta ask you something. I didn't know this guy. You know how it is. If you're a serviceman, you know how it is. Sometimes you're with people you have no idea. You're just training with them. You don't know them. So I wake him up. He wakes up. I ask him, hey, what happened to Carlos? This guy flipped out on me, grabbed me by the throat, and tells me right to my face, screams at me, who the F told you about Carlos? I explained to him that I had it in a dream. Guy was pissed, pushed me down, told me never speak to him again, stay the F away from him. But you want to know something? From that day on, no one can lie to me. No one. I can walk into a room and I can tell you every thought floating in that room. Some people might call it being an empath. I call it being spiritually awakened. My spirit was awakened that day. So years progress. Actually, here's the kicker. After CAX, like I said, I'm 19 years old. When I get back to my duty station on the East Coast, which was Cherry Point, I go back there, and the next day, I'm at Walmart. I got two hot chicks with me. And you know how the guys walk up and try to tell you about the Bible, try to tell you about God? This guy walks up to me, and he's like, hey son, if you had a choice between doing the right thing for the Lord and doing the wrong thing, which would you do? Me, I'm 19 years old at the time. You know, I wasn't mentally prepared for the question or spiritually prepared for the question. So my answer was, I'd do the wrong thing because it's more fun. I shit you not. Excuse my language, but I shit you not. The next day, God took everything away from me. Freedom, life, home, car, money, job, woman, everything in one swoop. The next couple of months, I had a preacher come talk to me, and he was explaining things about God to me, the way God does things, because I was very angry. I'm 19 years old and my whole life is finished. So I did what I felt like in my soul I needed to do. I got down on my knees and I saved myself right then and there. I think I can never remember crying. I never used to cry when I was younger. No matter what, I never cried. Mom, if you watching this, you know, I'm not a crier. But I cried. I don't know why I cried. But since then, I had everything returned to me tenfold. But did I learn my lesson? No. No, I did not. Just like everybody else, I backslid. I backslid a lot. But I always had the fear of being punished by God in my mind. So if you're watching this and you have a good soul and you want to do right, but you're still prone to sin, it's because you're in this. This. As long as you're in this, you are a sinner. No matter what you do, you are a sinner. As long as you're in this. So a couple of years passed. And then in 2008, I have the first of 4 dreams that I had within that year. This was the first. First dream I had, I was on my back porch with my wife. And in this dream, we were sitting on the back porch, we were talking. And all of a sudden, the sky got completely black. And then these cylinders, thousands of them, start coming from out of the clouds in this dream. For years, I thought they were missiles until I actually saw one of the cylinders on YouTube a couple of years back. I actually saw one, and it rang a bell. Like, I've seen that before. It was in the dream. Now, in this dream, the moment those cylinders start coming down, everything way back off the horizon became red, like fire, and I woke up. A couple of days later, no offense, I'm on the shitter, and I feel my feet shake. So I scream out and ask my wife, hey, did somebody have the dryer on? Because you know when you have a dryer, it shakes the place. But we were living in a trailer at the time. The dryer wasn't on. Come to find out, there was an earthquake in Maryland, and I felt it. But I still wasn't awake yet. Still wasn't aware. Like I said, I have a photographic memory, so all this stuff just is there. That was the first dream. A couple of months later, I have the second dream. Now in this dream, I'm back home in Georgia at my grandmother's house, and I'm on the carport, and I'm out there with my family, and everything's fine. Then all of a sudden, this helicopter comes across the horizon, crashes into a field, and then all of a sudden it seemed like the whole world just flips. Everything in the sky start falling down. The ground shook. In the dream, we ran in the house. Now, my grandmother's dead and passed, but in the dream, when I ran in the house, she was standing at the back window. She was standing in front of the window, and she looked at me. And in the dream, she told me, Timothy, everything's gonna be fine. But behind her, I saw the hugest wave I've ever seen in my life coming, full force. And I wake up. Second dream. A couple of months later, I have the third dream. Now in this dream, it starts off, I'm in like a downtown area. The city that I'm in, I have no idea. I've been trying to think of that for years. But in this dream, train cars pull up. I mean, I'm surrounded by people. It's like I said, it's a downtown district full of people, civilians. This train pull up. So many cars on the train. And once the train stops, the doors open to the train. The tops open to the train. These machines, I don't know what type of machines they are, but they came up all at once and they would swarm together. Now, when the doors on the side open, hundreds and hundreds of soldiers jumped out of these train cars. And these soldiers had red stars on their sleeves. Now, these guys commenced to killing everyone they saw. And these machines would fly around, and they would fly over someone, and then the moment it got over them, the person would just collapse. So in my mind, they were incapacitating people. Now, the dream flipped to a part where we were in a building. And these same soldiers, we were actually having a ground fight, a firefight in a building. Saw a lot of people lose their lives in this dream. But at the same time, we were all still fighting. While some were dying, some were retreating. And then it flips to another part. It's kind of like wood. Like, you ever been to a lumber yard? We were at a lumber yard, and there was a group of us. And it's like we were having a meeting, and all of a sudden, they found us. And we were again fighting again. And once again, we were retreating. And I woke up. Now, the next dream I had, I was back home in Georgia again. And I was running, me and this woman. It was a white woman. She had on a tank top, maybe a tattoo on her shoulder. I remember it clearly. Brown hair. And we were running down this street that I grew up on. Everything was pitch black. And as we got to my grandmother's house, we started running up the sidewalk, and this big white guy, nope, I'm not a racist, but I'm just explaining what I saw. This big white guy comes down the carport. And as he comes down, no warning, no words, he pulls out a shotgun and aims it right at me. And I hear him pull the trigger. And when I look down, I don't feel the shot, but when I look up and I open my mouth, the whole sky, I can see this wave in the sky. It's like a ripple. The moment I opened my voice, there was a ripple, and the whole world began shaking. And then there was this bright flash of light, and I wake up. Now, these are dreams that I had before I was ever awake. Ever awake. And now, how do you think I feel watching dreams that I had almost a decade ago coming to fruition right in front of me? And now, I'm able to do the things that I do and explain things to you guys. Saddest part about this is no one believes me. Not even you. I keep hearing people say, if you are of God, show that you have the power of God. And have you not been watching my channel? Have you not been paying attention? Have you not been paying attention to the things around you? Yes, the sun is a portal. Yes, they are hearing sounds from deep space. And for you, Billy, there you go. Like I told you before, we disrupt the atmosphere because we pull energy, therefore expanding our field, our magnetic field, your spirit, whatever you want to call it. But it expands and it stretches out over a wide range of area. As you notice, hot air rises, cool air falls. We are absorbing heat. Therefore, everything else around us, we are taking the heat, therefore clearing the sky. And this is natural because this is how you were born. And they know this. Why do you think they're trying to calcify your pineal gland? Why do you think they're doing that? Because once your pineal gland opens, it's a vortex. Instantaneous. Where do you think the energy is coming from that you're pulling? Why do you think the only people that can do this are those that are awake? What do you think the number one symbol is for when you awake? Now here's another question. What do you honestly think the mark of Christ on your forehead is going to be? How do you think they're going to be able to distinguish whether or not you have the aura of God on you or not? I mean when the lights go out, if you're still here, if you're left behind to fight, how are they going to distinguish between you? Remember, spirit's going to leave for a while. Are you going to be defenseless? Just like you, I'm viewed as a crazy person. My own family don't believe me. Well, they might, to a certain extent. In my own personal experience, these are the only people that believe me. Because they're still here. And FYI, for those that want to know what the sounds you're hearing are from deep space, where do you think the abyss is? What do you think the abyss is? How do you think your spirit's going to get from here to there? Do you think you're just going to be able to pass freely? How can you not know that there is a sentry at the door to heaven? Who can see and knows who's really of God and of Christ? Who do you people think that person is? You read your scriptures. Have you figured it out yet? Do you even know what period you're living in the timeline? Do you even know where you are? Watchers, I've already asked you guys to come together. I've already asked you guys to share information. Some of you are actually trying, but animosity between you guys, drop it. Because it's not going to help anybody in the end. Any of you. And the spirit has been in me and is telling me Tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna drop my foot for a week. I'm gonna not intervene for a week. Good luck.